President Obama. He blamed his own officials, namely a National Intelligence Director, James Clapper, for the slow response to the rise of ISIS and our apparent lack of knowledge about it. Take a look at this number, however. According to a new accountability report, the president skips roughly 6 out of 10 of his intelligence briefings. Bret Baier is the host of Special Report on the Fox News channel. He joins us. Bret, we're interested in the standing and, yes, the credibility of the president. Is it normal to attend so few intelligence briefings at times like this?
Hey, Stuart, good morning. Listen, presidents do it differently. Different presidents get their briefing different ways. President Obama, as is documented here, does not get it in a verbal form with a briefer. Oftentimes, he gets it printed out. And the presidential daily brief, he reads, we assume. But as far as a briefing, he does not get that often. And I think those are the stats that you're looking at there. This is all around the issue of that 60 Minutes interview where he said that they got it wrong, the intelligence community. There has been pushback from the intelligence community in that they say that it was in his presidential daily brief for 18 months that ISIS was going to gain strength and control and eventually take huge swaths of territory in Syria and Iraq. And there was even testimony, public testimony in Congress by then the Defense Intelligence Agency Director Michael Flynn, General Flynn, saying that back in February. So the intelligence community pushed back pretty hard after that statement by the president on 60 Minutes.
No word yet from the president whether he wants to re-look at his statements on Sunday night. But I do want to ask you about a hearing which is going on in Congress right now. The Secret Service director is up there talking about that intruder who got way inside the White House. You know the White House. Can you tell us how far this intruder got?
It's pretty remarkable. This is a fence jumper who we've been reporting on, but the Secret Service initially told us that they stopped him at the door. They also initially told us that he was unarmed. He did have a knife. He was armed with a knife, and he not only got through the door of the north portico, but he got down the hall to the East Room, to the back door of the East Room. That is, if you go through the north portico, you take a right, and you go down, you've got to travel inside the mansion quite a ways, Stuart, and it's pretty remarkable that he got that far. Secret Service is taking a grilling up on Capitol Hill from both sides of the aisle today at this hour, and expect this to be a big story here in Washington today.
It's not an ideological thing. I mean, it's not right versus left or left versus right. This is competence of government and the people who are supposed to keep the president safe. He actually went up a flight of stairs, did you say that, inside the White House?
He stayed on that state floor, but he walked up the flight of stairs into the north portico and then kind of took a right, and he was in the mansion itself. I mean, if you the Christmas parties and all of the big formal events, those are in those rooms on the state floor. And a lot of people are saying, what if he was wearing an explosive vest or had some other kind of weapon? It would have really been a major security breach. It's important to note the first family was not there, but it's still, he passed through 5 layers of security.
But the Secret Service's first response was to say there was admirable restraint on the part of the agents. But I want to know, why on earth wasn't the man shot?
This is going to be a big, big deal. How they responded to this, what they told the media. You're right. Admirable restraint was the release they put out. Representative Chaffetz from Utah said, we don't want admirable restraint. We want overwhelming force when protecting the White House and protecting the president.
Thank you very much, Bret Baier. As always, we'll be watching tonight. Special Report, best political show on television. Thank you, Bret.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Stuart.
it.